Have you or a loved one experienced episodes of unexplained coughing, occasional shortness of breath, fever and chills, or loss of taste and smell?
Then you may be experiencing symptoms of COVID-19.
The following clip is from the press conference held with Dr. Doofenshmirtz addressing the public regarding the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
We have a question from the audience. Yes, sir.
My name is Kyle McDonald. I was just wondering what exactly they're putting into my arm when I get a vaccine. Is it a chip? I don't know. Could you please explain?
Yes, Mr. McDonald, that is a very common concern, unfortunately. But when you receive the vaccine, mRNA is injected into a muscle cell. After injection through the lymphatic vessels, the vaccine particles bump in to cells and fuse to them, releasing the mRNA. The cell's molecules read its sequence and build spike proteins. The mRNA from the vaccine is eventually destroyed by the cell, leaving no permanent trace. The vaccinated cells also break up some of the proteins into fragments, which they present on their surface. These protruding spikes and spike protein fragments can then be recognized by the immune system. When a vaccinated cell dies, the debris will contain many spike proteins and protein fragments, which can then be taken up by a type of immune cell called an antigen-presenting cell or dendritic cell. The cell presents fragments of the spike protein on its surface along with MHC class 1 and 2 fragments. These MHC proteins are important for T cell activation and cellular immunity. When other cells, called helper T cells, detect and process these fragments, the helper T cells can raise the alarm and help warn other immune cells to fight off the infection. Other immune cells, called B cells, may bump into the coronavirus spikes on the surface of vaccinated cells. A few of the B cells may be able to attach to the spike proteins. If these B cells are then activated by helper T cells, they will start to pour out antibodies that target the antigen. The antibodies can bind to coronavirus spikes, also known as antigenic determinants, mark that virus for destruction, and prevent infection by blocking the spikes from attaching to other cells. The antigen-presenting cells can also activate another type of immune cell called a cytotoxic T cell to seek out and destroy any infected cells that display the spike protein fragments on their surfaces. Your humoral immunity has a primary and secondary response. Humoral immunity is when memory B cells provide immunological memory. After the first vaccine, you will have your primary response. When you get the second dose, you will have the secondary response, which is faster, more prolonged, and more effective. Yes, Mr. McDonald.
I have another question.
Okay.
Are there any side effects like death included in this?
These people are so overdramatic. There are possible side effects, but not death. Possible side effects of the vaccine include fever and inflammation of injection site, as well as swollen lymph nodes on the side of the body you get the vaccine from. These occur due to the body adjusting to the mRNA that was injected. Thank you. No more time for questions.